is supposed to be part of you, all right? And having that, then you would be able to identify fire risk. You will be able to assess, do an assessment, having identified the risk, and you'll be able to control and monitor. Having been able to identify, then you should be able to know the sources of heat, all right? Source of heat that could get to a level that could create fire, all right? Sources of heat. Because you'll be surprised to know that about 95 to 96%, 100% of the fire outbreaks we have responded were as a result of somebody introducing heat. So if you are able to identify, then you are able to go. Then assessment, doing assessment has to do with being able to know the people at risk, all right? If you are able to know the people at risk, evaluate it, all right, and see how they will react should an outbreak of fire happen.
Okay.
Talking about the demographics, distribution, the physical nature of the people, how they will react when fire break out. Now, when you are able to do all that, all right, that I told you, it all has to do with mental and this, and then we talk about behavioral and attitudes that contribute so much. You may have the protocols, you may have every gadget that would detect, that would use to fight fire and all that, but when you have the wrong attitude, from the basic, you get it wrong.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So it comes with dimensions,
and
dimensions. Right? Attitudinal dimension, preventive dimension, protective dimension, and structural dimension. Now, yes, during the design, you are required to know the purpose at which for which the building is being put. All right. Mm-hmm. So you incorporate, having known the purpose, then it's required by law to have the alarm systems, to have the protective systems, and to have the exit. That has to do with the structural design. All right. The structural design has to do with the exit and the exit width. It is said that when you are, for instance, putting up a building meant to be used as a bank, you know the number of people per time that are allowed in the banking hall. Then you would be able to create exit which is commensurate to as at when they gather, and should something happen, they'll be able to evacuate. Per the rule of thumb, you are allowed to, or people in the building are allowed to, about 40 of them should be able to exit within a minute. That's when you have the standard door of 500 millimeters or 0.25 millimeters. So anything less than that, it means that it's suicidal. So looking at it, then we are talking about the three E's, the engineering, the education, and enforcement. So when it comes to the engineering, then you also look at the fiber of the building, what you are using the building for, the claddings, the design, and its fire ratings, how it will be able to sustain the fire till the occupancy are able to escape.
Thank you for having us. When it comes to keeping up with our mandate of giving technical advice on buildings, we do so by constantly reviewing the plans that are submitted to the service. One sure way of also engaging ourselves in that role is by way of training our men who are inspectors, who have been mandated to go around to check on violations and then recommend appropriate, let's say, solutions to the violations that are seen on the field. So we do that by constantly reviewing the drawings that we receive, and then also expecting feedback from our clients, those who engage us on fire certification. When it comes to fire certification cost, it basically depends on the size of your floors, or the size of the building that you are presenting to be issued with a fire certificate. So ordinarily, if the building size, if the square meter of your plan is big, it is expected that you will pay a higher cost for securing the fire certificate. And so for giving you a standard fee for acquiring the fire certificate will be very difficult. It's basically about your plan and all the other adjoining requirements. Once you submit your drawings, I mean, we have standard calculations that we do. So if, let's say, for every floor, there is a unit price that goes with that calculation. And then there is also a standard, a constant. That is, we divide by a certain constant per square meter. So once your floor area, we are able to calculate and get your floor area, those computations are done, and we are able to determine exact cost of your fire certificate.